Hello everyone. My name
Mhm.
is Reverend Alma Dunbar Savoy, and I'm the host and creator of Abundant Living Everyday Legacy Series, which is all about sharing stories of regular people whom God has done some extraordinary things in our lives. And today it's no less. I'm so excited. We have a story from addiction to recovery that we'll be sharing with you today. This young man is a friend of mine, so he is going to share his story. As I said, from addiction to recovery, we're going to jump right in. Unbelievable what God has done in his life, and I just want you to hear his story as we jump into our story for today on Abundant Living Everyday Legacy Series. Okay, so let's start off. Let's jump right in. I'm going to have you ask you to introduce yourself and just share a little bit about your background, and then we'll be ready to get started.
How y'all doing? My name is Jeffrey Jones. I was born in Washington, D.C. in Kenilworth in 1963. We moved to Sea Pleasant, Maryland in 1966. I'm the youngest boy in my family. I have six siblings. Five boys and two girls. And my parents, who I love very much, are deceased, George and Betty Jones. And I've been in Sea Pleasant for over 50 something years. So that's about the main thing. But as far as everything else, I'm ready to get started.
Okay. All right. So Jeff, tell us, what was your life like about when you were what was your life like when you were growing up? What was life like for you?
From what I learned from my parents, my mother mainly, was that I was a bad little child. I didn't know. I didn't know the things I was doing, but my mother used to tell me that she used to keep her house clean, the living room clean, everything. And the other kids wouldn't go in there, but I was the one that would go in there and mess up everything.
Okay.
I was
Okay.
destructive. I didn't know nothing I was doing until I got older. They say I was very destructive, and I didn't know. So, but when we moved out here to see Pleasant, things changed. I know I have a speech impediment, but it's not as bad as it used to be.
Okay.
Well, and they thought that I was slow, so they tried to put me in a special class, but that
Okay.
didn't work
Okay.
because I mean I'm not slow. It's just that I stutter when I get excited or I don't take my time.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So, what led you to addiction? What led you into that life?
Peer pressure.
Okay.
I
Okay.
used for the first time on a Sunday.
Okay. Okay.
I was with some friends and we were riding in the car with their uncles and his girlfriends, and they started smoking marijuana.
Okay. Okay.
And I was sitting in the car and I'm like, oh my lord, that's not what I said, but I was like, oh man, they smoking that stuff.
Okay.
And I was like, man. So it came to the back, and two of my friends were in the car.
Okay.
They started smoking. I'm like, he's smoking that stuff.
Mhm.
Then the other one came and I said, he's smoking that stuff.
Mhm.
So when it
Mhm.
came to me, the choice I made was I gotta follow the crowd. So I
Okay.
thought. So I
Okay.
thought, right?
Okay.
So I smoked, and it was an instant difference in the
Okay.
way I thought and the way I felt. Um, I felt like I felt different. I felt that I wasn't this shy boy anymore. I was more. I would say what was on my mind
Okay.
when
Okay.
when when I, when I used.
Okay.
Whereas before I would use, I was more like an introvert.
Okay.
You
Okay.
know,
Mm.
I wouldn't talk a lot because I was a stutterer, so I didn't want people laughing at me.
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
know, and I immersed myself in sports because all my brothers played. And but the
Mhm.
thing about that was, by me being the youngest, they wouldn't take me with them,
Okay.
right? Because I mean, it's like a me and my brother Mike are the closest in age. All my other
Mm.
brothers are at least 4 years older than me.
Mhm.
So they didn't want their little brother tagging along.
Mhm.
So I thought.
Mhm.
So I learned a lot of stuff on my own. I learned how
Okay.
to play. I learned how to play sports. And I love sports. And it was like the drugs played a part. I mean,
Okay.
when when I got 13, the drugs really played a part because I thought that if I was high, I played sports better.
Okay.
Okay, I thought
Okay.
I concentrated better. I thought that's the way I thought. I thought that it made
Right.
me play better. I would be more outgoing as far as wanting to try something new on the basketball court or on the football field.
Okay.
And little did I know that it wasn't that. It was just that I wanted to fit in. You
Okay.
know, I
Okay.
really wanted to fit in.
Mhm.
And at the time, that's what everybody that I hung with was doing.
Okay.
We
Okay.
were all getting high.
Okay.
And I'll tell anybody right now, if I could go back to when it all started, I would have said no.
Okay. Okay.
But I mean,
Okay.
that's I can't change that.
Okay.
And I'm not ashamed of what I did or what I went through, because it's like my story a little bit remind me of Moses, for me being in the wilderness.
Okay. Okay.
I was in the wild. I call myself being in the wilderness because I used drugs for over 40 years.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Okay. So what
and
age were you when you started? What age was
13,
13?
13.
Okay. Okay.
I got high from 13 to 37.
Okay. Okay.
Stopped for 2.5 years, and I started drinking. Okay, I started drinking, um, and I'd be clean for 2 years. I mean, almost 3 years. I was clean for like 2 and 3/4 years. I was like 3 months away from having 3 years being clean of everything. And I started drinking on New Year's Eve of 1999.
What was it that caused you? Do you remember what caused you to drink at that point? Hmm.
What caused me to drink was I was with somebody, and I bought alcohol for them, and
Okay.
I bought sparkling cider for me. And the
Okay.
things that were going to transpire, in my opinion, the sparkling cider wasn't going to help me.
Okay.
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 So
Okay.
I was with a young lady. Okay. I was with a young lady,
Okay.
and I started drinking. I started drinking on New Year's Eve with her.
Hmm.
Okay. And I drank for 6 months
Okay.
before I smoked anything.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
And when I started smoking again, I was off to the races.
Okay.
I know I mean, I smoked, and my drugs of choice after I graduated from marijuana was PCP and crack cocaine.
Okay.
I never shot no heroin or anything. I snorted heroin one time because I didn't know what it was, and I didn't know the lingo that the people use on the street for cocaine and heroin.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
didn't know that cocaine was boy and heroin. I mean, cocaine was girl and heroin was boy. I didn't know that.
Okay. Okay.
And I was at work one night with this guy. He said, "Hey, you want some of this?" And I looked at it. I was like, what is that? He said, "It's boy." So I'm like, okay. I didn't know. And it looked different than cocaine. So I thought it was a different color cocaine. So we snorted that at work. And the job I was at, you'll be surprised that when I tell you this, that I was working at the Pentagon. We work at the Pentagon. I work at the Pentagon. I was at nighttime. We were cleaning up. We
Okay.
we worked for GSA cleaning up. We had a crew from 4 to 12, I think, and me and him did that right there, and I was no good for the rest of the night. And the dude, one of the guys told the leader that I was with so and so during lunch, and she knew what he did. She told me, just go and sit down. So I went and sat in the corner while they did what they was doing as far as stripping the floor. And when I got to the locker room after we got off, I told him, I said, man, don't you ever in your life give me no more of that right there. I don't know what it was. And then I found out what it was, and I was like, no, no, that's not something I do. So um, that was, that was part of some of the things I did while I was working there. You know,
Okay.
um, Working at the Pentagon was fun. I mean, I had a good job there, and that was that's one of the things about the drugs and me. Um, the drugs consumed me more as I got a little older, and I, I've like I said, I've had good jobs. I've always
Okay.
had good jobs,
Okay.
and for some reason, when I work, the drugs would tell me you don't need that job.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
I worked at GSA, I worked at the post office, um, and I had other jobs in between them. But those were two jobs that if I'd have kept to this day, whatever, I
Mhm.
could be getting me, I could be doing real well. You
Okay.
know,
Okay.
so
Okay.
um, as far as me and the drugs go,
Mhm.
I tried selling drugs and I became my best customer. You
Okay.
know,
Okay. Okay.
so I learned how to cut hair at an early age,
Okay.
and that's how I paid for a lot of my drugs. You
Oh,
know,
okay.
I me and some of the guys, who were hustlers, they would cut me, get their hair cut, and they would pay me in drugs.
Oh, okay.
You
Okay.
know, so
So,
go ahead.
what finally prompted you to seek help? What were some of the low points in at during the time that you were and so what was it that motivated you to get some help?
I got tired of being who I was. That wasn't me. It
Okay.
wasn't me. I know it wasn't me, and it's like, I mean, God is always. We used to go to church at an early age over in our family
Okay.
every Sunday.
Okay.
So that was instilled in me at an early age. But it's like when I got 13, it wasn't an issue whether you went to church or not.
Okay.
My
Okay.
father would go every Sunday,
Right.
but he didn't force us to go when we became teenagers.
Okay.
So every Sunday we was down the street
Okay.
playing sports,
Okay.
getting high.
Okay.
And what really finally got to me after 40 years, after the first time I got clean, because I wrote some checks from my mother.
Okay.
And one of my friends from junior high school, he was in Erie, Pennsylvania. I went to a rehab up there. That was in '87, I think.
Okay.
That was the first time I got clean.
Okay.
But that right there was because what I did. It wasn't. I didn't get clean because I wanted to get clean.
Okay.
I got
Okay.
clean because I had to for them, for the
Okay.
family. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
And then I came home and I had a daughter in '89. Um, and I wasn't the best father for her growing up. I know I wasn't. Because drugs is more important. The drugs,
Mhm.
people don't
Mhm.
realize this about the drugs. When you're using and the drugs that you're using, when you form a habit like I did,
Mhm.
the drugs consume you.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, they really consume you. It's like, how can I get high today? What am I going to do so I can get high?
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
and whatever it took. Sometimes, I would call people until they need a haircut,
Mhm.
and they would,
Mhm.
yeah, come on, come and help. Or
Uh-huh.
my mother sold Avon, I would steal her Avon
Okay.
and
Okay.
sell it.
Just to get
She would
money.
she would put her
Mhm.
pocketbook down, and she'd leave it on the bed, and I walk past the room and I see it. I would go in a pocketbook. I mean, those are things that I'm not proud of that I did, but it was like, it wasn't me. It was the addiction. I know what it
Okay.
was,
Okay.
and then I would take some money and leave and then come back, and she would fuss me out and, well, really cuss me out, and tell me if I stole something from her again, she's gonna call the police. And,
Mhm.
you know, um, I didn't care.
Mhm.
That was the mindset. I didn't care. You
Right.
know,
Right.
little did I know I was crying out for help then, but I didn't know.
Okay. Okay.
So,
Okay.
and
Mhm.
what happened was, I just got tired, Robinson boy. I just got tired of being who I was. It wasn't no fun not having nothing,
Okay.
and then, like, when I looked at it, the last time I used was in my backyard,
Okay.
and I was cutting hair, and I smoked some PCP, and I cut the guy's hair. And what happened was, I was standing over him with the clippers, but I wasn't cutting his hair. I was going over his head, but I wasn't touching his head.
Mhm.
And he said, man, we say, man, what's wrong? I'm like, sit down, sit down. And he's like, nah, nah. And I don't know, my mother must have heard us, and she came outside
Mhm.
and she laid into me.
Mhm.
I mean,
Mhm.
she said some stuff to me, but I was high, so I didn't really hear it.
Mhm. Mhm.
So when the high wore off, two of my friends were standing in the yard, and then they were talking, and they say he don't know how good he got it. And I'm sitting in the chair, Raptor Boy, and I'm looking at him. I'm like, y'all talking about me? And they say, yeah. And I say, well, I need some help.
Mhm.
And one
Mhm.
of my friends said, oh, you need some help? He said,
Mhm.
hold up. So he made a phone call.
Mhm. Mhm.
That was on a Friday, August 7th of 2009.
Mm. Okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
I remember it like it was yesterday. And
Mhm.
he said, look, he called this place in D.C. on 16th Street. I think it was called because I don't think she has it anymore. It was called House of Help, City of Hope, on 16th Street Southeast.
Okay. Okay.
It was a lady running it, named Bishop Shirley Holloway.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so that was a Friday. I went there that Saturday morning, and everything that I took, like my mouthwash, the stuff that had anything that had alcohol in it, they confiscated.
Okay. Okay.
So I was supposed to stay there for 6 months. I went there in August, and I think I stayed there for 28 days.
Okay.
And the
Okay.
reason being is that when I went there, the first day in there, I went in this room to eat, and there was a big bay window, and all I saw was like a dumpster and this big open space that was behind the building that I was in.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I'm sitting there looking out the window, and the spirit say, "Let it go."
Mm.
I heard
Uh-huh.
it. It say, "Let it
Yeah.
go."
Okay. Okay.
I say, "Let it go." It say, "Let it go." And
Mhm.
Rebels Boy, for people who don't know, um, when you use long as I did, see, I tell people I was married to drugs.
Okay.
I tell
Okay.
people drugs was my wife.
Okay.
So it's like when the spirit say, "Let it go," I was like, "Let it go," and the tears just start flowing down my eyes.
Okay. Okay.
So I just start crying. I'm crying, and I'm like, "Let it go."
Okay.
And it was like, okay. So I'm in this place, and everything's going okay. And I think about my second week there, we were having some kind of group meeting with a class that we had in there. And I said, man, I'm ready to go.
Okay.
So I talked to one of the instructors. I asked him, can I use the phone? He said, yeah,
Okay.
go ahead. So I called my mother. I said, look, I'm ready to come home.
Okay.
And she got deathly quiet.
Oh, okay.
So I
Okay.
said, you know what? I said, don't worry about it. I went back in there, and my Bible was sitting open, and the instructor looked at me, and he looked at my Bible. He said, Jeff, that's a nice Bible you got there, right?
Mhm.
So I looked at him, and I just started laughing, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
And I said, okay, it's not time to go. It's not time to go. And
Oh.
I said, so I just settled down.
Oh, okay.
So I just settled down, and finally, what happened was, probably like 2 weeks later, I'm in there, and I hear the voice again. The voice says, "Time for you to go."
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
say, "No, it's not." It said, "Yeah, yes, it is." And I say, and I'm listening. I'm like, "It's time for me to go." I say, "Why?" And the words I heard was, "You got what you came here for."
Okay. Okay.
The battle was not in here. The
Okay.
battle was out there,
All right. Okay.
right? And
Okay.
so, as long as I was confined in that place, I'm safe. So
Right. Mhm.
but once I come home, the same. I'm gonna see the same stuff all over again.
Right. Right.
And when the spirit say that, that's where the battle gonna be.
Oh, okay.
That's where you're
Okay.
gonna be. That's where your test gonna come in.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
called my mother again, and I
Okay.
say, listen, I'm coming home.
Okay. Okay.
And she say, I said, can somebody come? Can somebody come in and get me? And she said, well, she was hemming and hawing.
Yeah.
And I said, well, I tell you what, if don't nobody come and get me, I got some money. I'm gonna catch the train home. I would come back tomorrow and get my stuff.
Okay. Okay.
About an
Okay.
hour later, they called me downstairs. My brother Tyrone came and got me.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
went home and went in the house, hugged everybody, my mother, my father, and I went outside. And I
Okay.
walked to the corner by my house, and I looked up the street. It was a guy sitting on his porch who sold drugs.
Okay.
And he saw me. So I went up there and we sat on his porch for like 2 hours talking.
Okay.
And I told him what was going on, what I was doing. And he said, well, I tell you what. He said, don't come ask me for nothing. You're not going to get nothing. If I catch you doing something, we're going to have a
Okay.
problem.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, well, I didn't know that this whole time that my daughter had came to visit me and they came and left.
Oh, okay.
So when I came home, it was dark. But I was sitting, I wasn't even 2 minutes from the house. And if you
Okay.
walked through the corner, you would have saw me. So when I walked in the house, the first thing my father said to me was, "We're not going through this again."
Uh,
And this is why I know there was a change in me. When he said what he said, I looked at him and I said, "What are you talking about?" He said, "Juanisha was over here. They were looking for you." I say, "No, they might look for me." I said, "Because I was sitting in the corner on Dre's porch." And I said, "If you'd have walked to the corner, I would have saw y'all."
mhm.
You
Mhm.
know, I didn't have a cell phone at the time, so they couldn't have called me. But I said, if you'd have walked to the corner, y'all would have saw me.
Mhm.
This is
Mhm.
why I know I changed.
Okay.
Because before I went to the rehab, if he'd have said something like that to me and I
Mhm.
had some money in my pocket, which I
Mhm.
did,
Mhm.
I'd left the house.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
I would have went and got high.
Okay.
I know it, right?
Right. Right. So, was this your first encounter with God? Do you feel that this is the first
No,
time? No.
no,
Okay.
no.
Okay.
The
Okay.
first time, the first time happened in '97 that I clearly remember when the first time I got clean for those
Okay.
2.5 years. And I've been out all that night getting high. And I was in my room and I was sitting on the bed. My door was closed. And that was the first time I heard that voice clearly. And the voice say, let it go.
Okay. Okay.
No, 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 no. It said it's time for you to grow up. That's what it said.
Okay.
And I was like, Rabbit boy, you ought to start me. I'm looking around the room like,
Mhm. Mhm.
what is going on? And
Mhm.
so what happened, one of my friends who just came from rehab, I called him. Because he lived on the corner up the street from me. I called him.
Mhm.
I say, look, God talking to me, and I need somebody to talk to, man. He
Okay.
say, come outside. So I met him outside, and we was talking. Me and him started talking, and that
Mhm.
was the first time I cried, right? As far as me
Mhm.
wanting to be, wanting to do the right thing. So I
Okay.
cried, and I turned my back on him. So he told me something. He told me something, man, let it go.
Mhm.
Let it go.
Mhm.
And that was the first time I went to. That was the second time I went to rehab.
Okay.
That was the second time I didn't go to rehab that time. That was the second time that I attempted to stop using, and for 2.5 years I was clean. I,
Oh,
I was
okay.
I was doing I was doing good.
Okay.
Um, and like I say, that's when I started drinking.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
once I started drinking, it was like he told me. He said, "You gonna start getting high again." Because I thought
Mhm.
because alcohol wasn't my drug of choice, I
Right.
was gonna be okay.
Oh,
But
okay.
that wasn't it. It
Okay.
led me back to what I really wanted.
Okay.
So that's what I
Okay.
did.
Okay. So how important is uh, treatment programs? Or I know that you worked with NA for some time. How important is that? And what role did that play for you?
See, for me, NA is a tool for people.
Okay.
Okay, for people who really want to break the chains and because it's a spiritual program.
Okay.
It's not a religious program. It's a spiritual program,
Okay.
and they have it's 12 steps that you got to go through. And for me, I've only done four.
Okay.
For some reason, I get stuck on four, and that's the self inventory one.
Okay.
Okay, but as for it's a lot of people will that they will use NA as their God.
Okay.
Okay. Whereas for me, I know what got me clean. I know who got me clean.
Okay.
So NA is not my God. NA is just a program that I can attend to better myself as
Okay.
far as me getting the knowledge of stuff in NA wise. But
Okay.
as far as me being I'm a spiritual individual, but as far as me, I know if it wasn't for God, I wouldn't be here.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
there's no man that has saved me. It's always been God. God has
Okay.
always been in my corner. He's always gave me a way out. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And that's why I mean NA is good, but it's like I did it to help our church out.
Okay.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Because they asked me to do it, and we moved the meeting over there from around the corner.
Uh-huh.
And what you got to realize is that I'm not knocking NA because NA is
Mm.
good, but it's like some of the people in NA, they don't, they just want to come. They don't want to help.
Oh, okay.
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 And,
Okay.
and, and, and NA runs, and NA is self-supporting, so it runs through the contributions of NA members and people who help
Okay.
within NA.
Okay.
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 So
Okay.
the reason that things happen is that people tend to forget where they came from.
Okay. Okay.
When people get clean, they tend to forget that they start to think that they're better than people who still get high.
Okay. Okay. All
That's how I
right.
was the first time I did it.
Okay. So, how important is family and friends in our journey to recovery?
Once you realize the damage you have done to your family and your friends and getting the trust back from
Mm.
them,
Mm-hmm.
it takes a while. It takes a while for people to start to trust you again.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And once they start to trust you, they always got that one eye on you to make sure that you're not backslide.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because like I said, for me, 40 years of using and for me to stop, it took a while for people to really think that I was going to stay clean.
Okay.
You
Okay.
know,
Okay.
and and what I try to tell people now is that when you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, or when you
Mm-hmm.
hit rock bottom, and
Mm-hmm.
that bottom is like your next step is death,
Mm-hmm.
you gonna say, you know what? No,
Mm-hmm.
I ain't ready to go yet.
Okay.
So
Okay. Mm.
what happens is that what I've learned is that it's two choices.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
there's two choices when it comes to anything. It's two choices.
Okay. Okay.
And when I ask people is, do you know what they are? If people say, what? I say, for me to get high again, this is how I look at it. For me to get high again, it'll be me spitting in God's face.
Mm.
Okay,
Mm.
it'll be me telling God, thank you, but no thank you.
Mm.
So what I do is like I say, the choices now is easy. It's an easy choice because it's either you're gonna get high or you're not gonna get high.
Okay.
Those are two choices.
Right. Right.
You know,
Right.
it's
Yeah.
either it's gonna be right or it's gonna be wrong.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I tend to categorize it as the choices of either you are or you're not.
Okay. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And
Okay.
for me, the answer is I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not picking up. I don't care what happens. And people don't get this. People wait for you to relapse. People
Okay.
want to. Some people really want to see a person relapse. Okay,
Mm.
like when things happen to you. Like I lost my father in 2018.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, I didn't use.
Okay.
I didn't want to use. I didn't. The thought never crossed my mind to use.
Okay. Okay.
And that would be some people use as an excuse to go use.
Right. Right.
I lost my mother in 2020.
Okay. Okay.
I didn't use.
Okay. Okay.
I lost my ex. I lost my best friend in March. The guy
Okay.
who we did so much together growing up. I mean, we drank together, we smoked together, we did so much together. He passed away in March. I lost my ex fiance in June.
Okay.
We talk on the phone every day, even though we wasn't together. We talk every day.
Okay.
Okay? So now it's like, did I use? No. Did I want to use? No.
Mm.
Did I want to drink something? No. Because no matter what I do, they not coming back.
Right.
You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, it's just like, it was their time, and I wasn't ready for them to leave, but we never ready for anybody to leave.
Oh, right. Right.
So,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I just cherish the time that I had with all of them.
Right. Right.
I had my mother for 50 something years and my father for 50 something years,
Okay. Okay.
and the thing that keeps me motivated is that my parents lived to see me be clean.
Okay. That's good.
Both of them.
Yeah.
My father for 9 years and my mother for 11 years.
Okay.
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 I've been
Okay.
clean 15 years now.
Okay.
So it's like, my mother used to always tell me this, Rebs boy. She said, if something happened to me or daddy, everybody gonna blame you.
Uh,
Right? Because
okay.
I worried my mother so much, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? I
Right.
worried and it's so funny that we have this right here. I had a dream about my mother last night.
Wow. Okay.
I dreamed we was at the funeral. And in this dream, I was about to start crying and I woke up.
Okay. Okay.
I'm like, what's that about?
Ah.
You know, it's like, it really got, I'm like, hold up. What is all that about? It's like,
Right.
but I guess
Yeah.
it's just her way of saying, keep doing what
Yeah.
you're doing.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just, I'm at a place where I'm not where I want to be, but
Okay.
I'm not going back to where I was,
All right.
you know.
Okay. Is there a particular scripture or uh, uh, way of some kind of art or something that helped you to continue your walk in this freedom that you
The,
have?
the
You know.
serenity prayer is one,
Okay. Okay.
okay?
Okay.
And I don't know why, well, I know why. During the pandemic, right before my mother died,
Okay.
for some reason, I will always read Psalm 91.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's why, people would tell me, they would always talk about, go get vaccinated. I'm like, no, I'm not. They say, well, why not? I say, because I'm standing on what God said. I say in Psalm 91.
Okay.
He said he would not let no pandemics, no diseases come near me.
Okay.
And see, I know it's a touchy subject with people. I
Right.
say, God said this, not me.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, my faith is in God, it's not in man.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
If God say this to me, he said it to you. So if you wouldn't got the shot, that's on you.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
not knocking nobody who took the shot. But
Okay.
I'm like this. I said, what's meant for me is meant for me. What's going to happen to me is going to happen to me in
Okay.
God's timing. Okay? So
Okay.
what I
Okay.
looked at is that I stood fast on that song, because to me it's like my faith in what he told me is not going to waver, because if I was to get sick, I'm going to stand on him getting me well.
Okay. Okay.
So that's why I refuse to take a shot. I do a lot of nutrition stuff, God made stuff that I take now.
Okay. Okay.
I stopped taking my blood pressure medicine. I'm taking stuff that's for the blood pressure, but it's like beets and turmeric, ginger. I take all that stuff now, right? And it's
Yeah.
like,
Okay.
and I feel
Okay.
better.
Okay.
So
Okay. Okay. All right. So what should people? What's the most important thing that people should know about you?
that I'm not who I was,
Okay.
and I'm still growing. I'm still growing into who I'm supposed to be at
Okay.
61 years old.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Um, God has a plan. It's not done yet because I'm still here.
Okay. So what would you like for your legacy to be? What would you like to leave your legacy to be?
You know what I really want to do, but it's like people, and it hurts me to my heart because people well, I ain't gonna say outwilling, but I'm the kind of person that if I can help somebody learn something,
Okay.
I'm a helper.
Okay.
And my thing is, I want to get into this music so bad, the gospel music so bad, but the way they changing the gospel music is like, what are they doing? You know, and I'm like,
Hmm.
they turn the music into regular music, and they turn it. I'm like, no, that's not it. And it's
Okay.
like, I still mess with my piano, but I'm not like I keep telling everybody, I'm not where I want to be because when I ask people to help me, everybody say the same thing: call me, call me, call me. And then when you call them, they got something to do. So what I do is I go in my room and I tinker with it myself, and I'm getting to a point where it's starting to get better. But like I say, I got some lyrics that I've written, and I mean, you read some before,
Yeah.
um, and first thing you asked me was, did I write it? Right? So I'm like, yeah. You know, people people don't know that side of me. They don't know I have a side of me that can be very deep, right? And it's like
Okay. Okay.
one of the things that I've written is called "I Need You, Jesus," right?
Okay.
And I want to put some music to it so bad, but it's like I know people, and people tell me something, I'm gonna help you. I said, well, okay, okay. And this is what I tell everybody, Brother Ward. I say, if I can get this piano down, you're gonna be sorry.
Okay.
I say,
Okay.
I'm not gonna need you.
Okay.
I
Okay.
said, I'm not gonna need you. I say because I'm pig-headed when it comes to certain stuff. I learned how to cut hair by cutting my hair first.
Okay. Okay.
I started cutting my hair and then cutting my
That's
friend's
amazing.
hair, and then I look at playing the piano. I can go take lessons, you know, but I'm like, I don't want to play nobody else's music. People don't
Right.
understand me when I say that. I
Okay.
don't want to learn by playing somebody else's music. And they say, well, that's how you learn. I said, no, that's how you learn.
Okay. Okay.
I learned how to cut hair by cutting my hair first,
Okay. Okay.
messing my head up. Then I started messing my friends' heads up.
Okay.
But that's how I learned. You know, I guess I'm stuck in my ways when it comes to doing certain stuff.
Okay.
But as far as me
Okay.
wanting to leave a legacy, I want to leave a legacy of me being a person who fell down. He didn't stay down. He got up and he did what God wanted him to do.
Okay. Okay. That's
That
fantastic. That's
and that's it.
fantastic. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that there you have it. That's it. That's what all about abundant living every day is all about. You've heard from Jeff, his legacy, person who fell down but didn't stay down. We got back up. And Jeff, I can see a part two because I can see that music. I can see that music coming on you. So we want to have the second part of your story being that, your achievement with the music. So I'm trusting God and believing that. But I want to thank you today for sharing your story. As I said, ladies and gentlemen, that's what abundant living is all about. It's about sharing. Jeff, you see this story from addiction to recovery. Jeff said he'd been using for over 40 some years. And now he's been walking that path. How long you been walking the path of
15.
recovery and been walking the path of recovery for 15 years? Ladies and gentlemen, if Jeff can do it, you can do it too. And we want to say that abundant living every day is about allowing our stories of how God has worked in our lives to help someone else. And so, ladies and gentlemen, there you have the story of Jeff Jones in recovery for over 15 years after 40 years of addiction, and what God has done in his life, and working on that, becoming a music composer of gospel, God's word through music. And so, ladies and gentlemen, as the curtain falls on our story for today, until the next fascinating legacy, there's a story in each and every one of us just waiting to come out. Again, thank you so much, Jeff, for sharing your
Thank
story
you for
with
having me,
us.
Brother Boy. Love you.
I love you too. God bless you,
God
everyone.
bless you.
All right, and that's our story for today.